This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
It's a battle over a ballot initiative in Missouri. Parties went head-to-head before a judge today, determining whether or not language on an initiative petition involving abortion rights is fair. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ann Allred. The hearing took place at the state capitol earlier today, and it's a decision that could impact the entire state of Missouri. Our Justina Coronel tuned into this morning's hearing and has the latest. Justina.
Yeah, and so the hearing was more than 2 hours long in Jefferson City. It's one step closer to see if the initiative will even make it to the ballot in 2024.
It's a war over words. A legal challenge in Missouri will see if 2024's ballot will have a question to restore access to abortion.
The issue at hand that the judge is looking at now is this language accurate and fair?
Earlier this year, a St. Louis doctor filed 11 versions of several proposed constitutional amendments. And in Missouri, the Secretary of State writes the summary language on the ballot. But the ACLU of Missouri, who represents that doctor, believes the descriptions Jay Ashcroft wrote for 6 statements were misleading. That's why they're suing Ashcroft. 5 on your side's political analyst Anita Mannion weighs in.
What the opponents are claiming is the language that has been used in the summary statement is prejudice, that it is oppositional language to getting folks to vote for this ballot initiative when it's supposed to be a fair summary.
One proposal Ashcroft wrote said it would allow for dangerous, unregulated, and unrestricted abortions from conception to live birth without requiring a medical license or potentially being subject to medical malpractice. Ashcroft believes his words aren't wrong.
My job is to reveal to people what the probable effects would be and then to let them make their own decision.
Mannion adds this could be a strategy to stall.
Part of that prevention is the time frame in which they have to collect these signatures. They're going to need close to 180,000 signatures, and all of these court cases are delaying the time that advocates have to collect those signatures to actually get these issues on the ballot.
Ashcroft, who's running for governor, claims the lawsuit is gaining attention.
Being covered by the news media, and that's helping to make the people know that this could be on the ballot. And if this gets more Missourians involved in their government, that's a winner for everybody.
Now, the judge in this case gave the parties until Monday to turn in any other orders, so we may hear a decision before then or next week. Whatever he decides, the judge already said he expects an appeal from either side.
Just hours ago, Washington University announced doctors will no longer prescribe puberty blockers or hormones to minors seeking gender-affirming care. Patients who are currently receiving care through the Washington University Transgender Center at St. Louis Children's Hospital will now be referred to other providers. The center will continue to offer education and mental health support to all patients. A spokesperson claims Missouri's new transgender care rules puts the center at risk for lawsuits. Taps and a 21-gun salute were part of a ceremony in O'Fallon, Missouri, marking the 22nd anniversary of the September 11th terror attacks. The service was held at the 9/11 Memorial at City Hall, which includes a piece of steel salvaged from the World Trade Center. It's dedicated to the 346 firefighters and 37 police officers who died trying to rescue victims trapped in the Twin Towers. Today's ceremony ended with a 1-mile walk. Right now, the American Red Cross is facing a national blood shortage. Manufacturing labs are distributing blood to hospitals and cities faster than the donations are coming in. 5 on your side's Diamond Palmer is live in St. Louis at one of the Red Cross 23 manufacturing labs. Diamond.
Well, and the American Red Cross says they have a shortage of 30,000 units of blood and platelets, and that's equivalent to if 15,000 people donate. Now, here at this manufacturing lab, they say it's a local issue too. Usually their blood supply stands at 90%, but right now it's only at 34%.
These shelves are empty because there's not enough blood donations.
So 18 months ago was the last time we saw our shelves at this level or even worse. And that was due in large part to where we were at that point in the pandemic.
Beth Elders, executive director of Greater St. Louis American Red Cross, says it's also a local issue. Their blood manufacturing and testing lab in St. Louis only has a 34% blood supply on shelves. When there's no shortage, the lab sits at nearly 90% full, and it's only one of 23 in the entire country. This lab supplies most of its blood to Barnes Jewish Hospital, but also ships to neighboring states. Hurricane Idalia further strained the supply when dozens of blood drives were canceled. Nationally, the Red Cross says that other factors, including summer travel and holidays, amounted to a 30,000 blood unit and platelet shortage.
However, the individuals who were impacted by Hurricane Idalia might not have gone out to give blood, which then impacts that broader national blood supply.
As far as what blood types are needed, Elder says there's an emergency need of type O and platelet donors.
Right now, we're really looking for O positive and O negative bloods, plus all of our negative, A negative, B negative bloods as well.
The problem is distributing blood to hospitals and cities is outpacing the number of blood donations.
Everybody's blood makes a difference. Everybody's blood is what's needed.
Now, if you're wondering how you can help, you can head to one of the hundreds of sites here in Missouri or Illinois to donate blood now until the 30th. And all you need is 1 hour of your time, a valid license or ID. Reporting live here in St. Louis, Diamond Palmer, 5 on your side.
If you are interested in donating blood, please text the word donate to 314-425-5355. A great deed. We will send you all of the information and a link to the Red Cross donation site. Tonight, there's a push to cap credit card interest rates at 18%. Senator Josh Hawley is backing this idea, first proposed by Democratic Socialist Senator Bernie Sanders. Our political editor, Mark Maxwell, is here with more, and some of these rates are the highest they've ever been right now, Mark.
Yeah, and there's a headline you don't see every day. When Bernie Sanders and AOC floated that cap on credit card interest rates before the pandemic, Congress did nothing. And here again, there's little reason to expect Congress will take action to limit how much banks can charge you to borrow money. But industry experts who specialize in reducing credit card debt noted that Senator Hawley is capitalizing on a rather increasingly common headache.
Right now, the national average is 20.68%. That's a record high.
Senior industry analyst Ted Rossman at Bankrate.com said Senator Josh Hawley's proposal to cap credit card interest rates may be more popular than practical.
I think consumers would cheer this for sure if it were to be passed, although I would point out 18% is still a hefty rate. I mean, really, my personal advice would be bring your credit card rate down to 0 if you can.
The Missouri Bankers Association scolding the proposal as misguided, warning it would tighten or eliminate access to credit.
There are always unintended consequences to this sort of thing.
During the surge in borrowing demand, banking analysts also documented a surge in despair.
In the last year to date, we've seen about a 45% increase in the number of people coming to us.
Tom Nishi explained why people often look to his nonprofit credit counseling firm, Money Management International, for help.
Typically, folks, when they really kind of reach the end of their rope, they've gotten maxed out on the cards, they just don't have anywhere else to turn. They may have used payday loans, they may have taken loans against retirement.
He says the average borrower who comes in looking for help is paying 26% on $18,000 in credit card debt.
There are solutions out there that can help reduce that rate. You don't have to wait for Congress.
Instead of going into default or collections and then trying to settle on the outstanding debt, Nishi recommends a debt management program that can consolidate monthly bills into one payment at a much lower rate.
If you're somebody who's not paying off your credit card every month, you need to work towards becoming one of those people that does. Make sure the creditor comes to you paying you to use the account through rewards or points or whatever, and not the other way around.
And just how bad is the borrowing crisis? The Federal Reserve reporting just last month, American credit card borrowers reached a record high in debt, hitting more than $1 trillion total.